Hello, my wonderful yogis. Okay, so today we're going to practice on softening the chest and the heart space. So, in our day-to-day lives, we tend to hunch over a lot and we have a lot of tightness here in our neck from stress and worry. And that really tightens up our chest. And sometimes it can make us really find it harder to breathe, as though we're using more energy to really expand the chest out. So we're going to work on creating some wonderful space here in the upper body, but also on a deeper, like energetic level. This is our heart space, our Anahata space. It's where one of our energy centers reside. And if we soften this space out and we relax the chest and the shoulders, we can now allow ourselves to feel and give love more deeply. And, any blocks that are there, we can clear away. So we're really focusing on softening our heart space, softening our upper body, allowing us to feel more spacious and more full of love, basically. So I hope you enjoy. So coming to find yourself in a really comfortable seat, either cross-legged, legs out in front, or kneeling, any seat that feels really good for you. And we're going to begin our practice just by sitting comfortably, just having a few wiggles of the body, beginning to roll the shoulders back and down. And then forward in the opposite direction. Just preparing the body to sit in a little bit of stillness for a few moments. And then just allowing ourselves to relax down, sink the hips into the earth, growing the spine tall and long, up to the crown of the head. Let the shoulders relax and release away from the ears. And then inviting you to close your eyes or lower the gaze to the tip of the nose. And just begin to feel that breath drawing in and out of the body. And breathing at your own rhythm and pace. Just taking this quiet time before we begin our practice to feel into that space at the top of the chest, between the shoulders, at the front and the back. Feel the breath traveling into the front of the body, the back of the body, and looking for that sense of how freely it moves. And we're not making any changes or judgments, we're just simply noticing, how does this space feel for me? And letting go of that now. And bringing yourself into awareness, the whole of the body, where it sits on your mat, where the hands may be resting on the thighs or the knees. And we're going to bring the hands onto the heart space, just resting on top of each other. So allow yourself to do this intuitively, where they would like to be placed on the chest. And you're simply making an intention for your practice today to soften. Soften the heart. Then on your next inhale, lifting the arms up and around the body, rising up to let the fingertips touch. As we exhale, right hand comes to left knee, left hand behind us, gentle twist over to the right. Inhale, rising the hands back up. Exhale, left hand, right knee, twisting over to the right. And just moving in and out with your own breath now, from right to left. Gentle twist. Seeing if we can twist from the top of the sternum. So keeping the hips planted down into the earth. Last few. And then on an even side, just exhaling the hands down and around the body. Maybe give yourself a little wiggle. We're bringing the hands out in front. If the legs aren't crossed, feel free to now cross them at this point. Or if you wish, you can stay with them outstretched. So hands are out in front, fingertips just connecting into the earth, lifting up from that top of the chest, the middle of the sternum, lifting the chin. And as we exhale, we're just going to walk those hands out, hinging at the hips. So keep that chest lifted, just coming as far as feels comfortable. And then pausing for a few breaths. And then maybe on an exhale, the elbows drop to the earth, or maybe they don't. So just finding that place where you feel comfortable. Hips are planted into the mat. Tailbone stays connected. Shoulders are drawing back and down. Chest is drawing forward. Just a few breaths here. And the next inhale, beginning to lift those elbows and then walk the fingertips back to the body. If you have your legs crossed, we're going to swap the legs around. And sitting up nice and tall again, fingertips out in front. I'm going to come straight back into that same pose. Chest is drawing forward, heart space opening out into the space in front of you. Walking those fingertips forward, lengthening through the spine, hips sinking downwards, heart lifting up. And on an exhale, maybe the elbows come down. Maybe you just stay where you are, drawing that heart space forward, softening across the chest. Feel where your focus is as we breathe in and we breathe out. Is it to the front of the heart space? Or is it the back of the body between the shoulder blades? Where are you sending the breath here? Then on an inhale, lifting the elbows, if we load them, walking the hands back. Just ease the body out. And we're going to release out into all fours. So bringing the hands beneath the shoulders, fingers spread wide and planted into the mat, knees beneath the hips, tops of the feet resting and pressing down into the earth. Long neutral spine as we come into our tabletop. As we inhale, we're going to drop the belly and lift that chest forward. Draw the shoulders back and down. Tailbone lifts. As we exhale, moving from the top of the chest, drawing the chest now in towards the body. Chin comes into chest, tailbone draws in, rounding up the spine. Inhale, releasing the belly down, lifting that heart space forward. Exhale, drawing up from the back of the body, the back of the heart space. And then inviting you to move in and out of our cat and cow. It's the gentle, softening sensation of particularly chest area, really giving our focus into that space between the shoulder blades, front of the chest, where the sternum is. Next time we draw the spine up to the sky, just wiggle out the shoulders and the hips, and then in coming back to a neutral space. We're going to lift the right hand off the floor and just let it hang sort of down from the body. As we inhale, we're going to draw up, drawing that hand across the chest, lifting up through the sternum, lifting up to the sky. As we exhale, sending it down, threading it through under the left arm, bend at the left elbow, releasing down to the mat. Inhale, lifting and rising up. Exhale, releasing down to the mat. Moving in and out. Really focusing again into that chest area where the heart lies, the top of the lungs. Turning from the sternum, trying to keep the hips as steady as we can. And this time as we exhale and thread through, just coming to rest on the mat and staying there. Feel that right shoulder melting away onto the mat. Almost feel as though the heart space is trying to lift up towards the left side. And if it feels nice, you can straighten out that left arm. Send the fingertips away. And either staying here or if it feels nice, we can lift that left arm, draw it behind us, allow it to rest on the back of the right foot or wherever it lands. And almost feel as though that left shoulder is drawing open towards the sky, creating space that wasn't there before. Or perhaps thinking about it more in the sense that that space is always there. We're just finding a way to access it. Few breaths here. On an inhale, lifting that arm if we brought it. Draw it back down, straight up from the body. Releasing and draw it back in towards the body, bending at the left elbow. As we inhale, lift that right arm, come back into tabletop. Maybe a few wiggles if we need to. Opposite side, so lifting the left hand, just letting it dangle from the body. And then on an inhale, lifting up and through that chest, drawing up to the sky. Exhale, reaching down and threading it through under the right arm. Left shoulder comes to rest on the mat. Inhale, rising up, opening the space. Exhale, releasing down. And moving in and out now. Flowing with your own breath. Working on your own heart space. Working on softening the top of the chest into the shoulders. And then as we come down and through, allowing yourself to rest onto the mat at the side of the head, connect with the earth. Feel that left shoulder softening down. And again, option 2, release out the right hand straight up from us, straightening at the elbow. And then either staying here or lifting that right hand up to the sky, turn the palm away and allow it to come to rest on the back of the left hip or wherever it may land. And then feel that right shoulder opening up towards the sky, lifting up that heart space, drawing it through to the right side. And then just breathing here. Seeing if on each exhale we can feel that sense of opening, yet also releasing and softening down. Asking the body to let go of tension. And then on an inhale, lifting up that right arm, drawing it back up and over the body. Fingertips come out to touch the mat. Drawing that right hand back into where it started, bending at the right elbow. Push into the right hand. Inhale, lifting back up to tabletop. And then just shake off the elbows, the shoulders, the hips. Any movement that feels good for you here. So release any pricks or any tension that might still be there. Okay, so staying where we are with the hips above the knees, we're going to begin walking the hands out. Nice long spine, chest and heart space is beginning to melt down towards the mat. If you want, you can come up onto fingertips, really push into those fingertips. Let the chest and head sink through between the arms. And keep walking those hands out as far as you need to. Trying to keep them active, so keeping the elbows off the floor. Use the exhale to sink the chest down towards the earth. Feel the shoulders strong, supporting you in this posture. And then when you're ready, you can release the hands fully down to the mat. Release the elbows, release the chest. Maybe the forehead comes to meet the earth. Hips are high and pushing back. If the forehead doesn't quite come down, grab a cushion or a block and just let the forehead rest wherever it feels comfortable. And then we're going to come back to that exhale, feeling the center of the chest, softening and releasing down towards the earth. Feel the back of the body in between the shoulder blades. Feel that softening down as well, releasing and letting go. And really feeling that exhale, allowing it to become longer and softer. Almost as though you're not even trying, it's just happening as you bring focus to it. And beginning to come out now. Push into the hands, lift the elbows if you can, lift the forehead. As we inhale, walk the hands back to our tabletop. I'm just going to widen the knees to the edges of the mat. Big toes come together. Sink the hips back and down. Let the body come forward and release down onto the mat. Coming into our balasana, our wide child's pose. And just allow yourself some time to check in with that heart space. Sense any changes. Does the chest feel softer? Is it subtle? How do you feel on an energetic level? Any warmth? Any tingling sensations in that space? At the top of the ribs, the top of the lungs, down through the sternum. Last breath here. On an inhale, push into the hands, lift up the hips, readjust the knees, draw them back in, tucking the toes. As we inhale, lift the hips. And as we exhale, send them back and just walk out the feet here, pedal them out. Push into the hands, creating that connection, holding us strong, our steady frame. Feel the back of the legs easing off, bending those knees as much as you need to. Withdrawing that chest through towards the thighs, lifting up the shoulder blades. And then inhale, lifting up the hips lovely and high. As we exhale, feel that downward sensation, drawing the heels down towards the mat, remembering that the goal isn't for the heels to reach the earth. We're simply drawing that energy downwards. And just find a few steady breaths here. And looking up at the hands, begin to inhale as we step forward. Walking the hands up in between, walking the feet up in between the hands. As we exhale, release the body down, let the head hang for a few moments. Let the shoulders really relax under the weight of gravity. Bring the back of the hands and just let them rest on the mat. So we're not holding the upper body here. We're simply allowing gravity to have a little bit of an effect on helping us release out that tension. Maybe a little shake of the head feels nice. Then on an inhale, we're going to begin rolling up. Let the arms dangle. Rolling up through the spine. Coming all the way up to standing. Head comes up last. Maybe it's a little readjustment. And a little shake out. Particularly in the shoulders. Let the chest shimmy forward and back. Just really feel that sense that we're taking off what we don't need before we step back into our mountain pose. So coming into mountain pose, feet a comfortable distance apart. Just rocking backwards and forwards on the soles of the foot. And letting them soften down. Letting the knees be soft. Forming that steady base. Growing tall through the spine. Feel the chest opening, shoulders broadening wide away from each other. Roll the shoulders back and down, palms facing out in front. Standing tall, strong in our mountain. Lifting up that space, that heart towards the sky. Feeling the rest of the body rooted down, holding us steady. Hands come to pray at the heart. Inhale, rising up and opening out. Exhale, draw the hands together, coming down through the body, releasing the body over the knees. Plant the hands into the mat and then step back into our downward dog. Coming to an exhale as we send those heels down towards the earth. Just taking a few breaths here. Just sensing that feeling of where we are now. Then releasing the knees to the mat. We're going to step forward with the right foot. So we want the right foot in between the hands, the knees over the ankle or behind. If you feel like you need a little extra stretch into that left front hip flexor, we can just draw that left knee back. And as we exhale, just allow the hips to sink down. Maybe you're on fingertips, maybe the hands reach down towards the earth. And we're drawing that center of the chest forward, coming up and out through the crown of the head. Always coming back to making that space. And on an inhale, we're going to lift the arms up, coming up towards the sky. As we exhale, we're going to cactus the arms out to the side as we sink the hips down. Lift up the heart space. Maybe the gaze is up to the sky. If it doesn't crick the neck too much, maybe the gaze is out in front. And just breathing here. Feeling the chest expanding from the middle, out to the shoulders, through the arms, up into the fingertips. Feel that energy. And an exhale, releasing the hands down. I'm going to plant the left hand into the mat. And as we inhale, we're going to lift up through the chest again, opening up that right shoulder. Right arm comes up to the sky. Reaching up and out. Exhale, release it back down. Tuck those back toes, plant the hands. Step it back. Exhale out into our downward dog. Just pausing for a breath here. Then again, drop the knees. Step it forward this time with our left foot. Coming in between the hands. Drawing the knee over the ankle or just behind. Releasing that right knee further back if we feel like we need an added stretch. Sinking the hips down. Drawing the shoulders back and down the body. Chest draws forward. Giving ourselves the opportunity to really make that space. Soften those shoulders down the back. Then on an inhale, lifting up through the arms, rising up. As we exhale, cactus the arms out either side of the body. Let that heart space lift to the sky. Feel the back of the body softening, the shoulder blades drawing in towards each other. Squeezing out that space. And breathing here. Exhale, release the hands down to the mat. Plant the left hand. As we inhale, lifting up through the chest, turning at the sternum, drawing up through that left hand, reaching up, twisting up to the sky. Don't forget to smile and breathe. And exhale, release that hand back down, plant it the other side of the foot. Lift the back toes, lift that back knee, step it back into downward dog. Breathing here. And then inviting you to drop the knees and take a child's pose, so either normal child's pose or wide angle child's pose. Sending the hips back and down as we exhale. Releasing the chest and the forehead down into the mat. And just beginning while you're here to notice how that feels. Is there any particular areas where the space feels different? Again, coming back to simply noticing what's going on for us and how you're feeling now. Time as we inhale, lift the head, walk the hands back towards the body, and bring the knees in towards each other if we've been in wild child's pose. We're just sitting up nice and tall on our heels. Excuse me. We're going to roll the shoulders back and down, draw the hands behind us, interlace the fingers, and just draw those hands, if we can, down towards the earth. We're sitting up nice and tall, lifting through that sternum. The energy is drawing upwards out of the body. Take a lovely deep inhale. And as we exhale, hinge at those hips, drawing the chest forward. And just coming to wherever you land. Maybe the forehead reaches the floor. Maybe you use a block or a cushion for it to rest on. And then if it feels nice, on an inhale, we can push those hands away and lift them up from the back of the body. And just going as far as feels comfortable for us. And then release them back down on an exhale. Sending yourself the energy out to the crown of the head as we lift long spine, drawing back up. Release out the shoulders, maybe a few rolls, forwards and back. Hands come out in front, tuck those back toes, readjust the knees, lifting back up, exhaling down into our downward dog. Just a few breaths here. Okay, releasing the knees to the mat and stepping forward with that right foot again. So option to stay in this position, with the back knee planted on the mat. Or if it feels good for you today, we're tucking the back toes, the left toes, lifting that left knee, pushing out through the heel, keeping the bend in the right knee, coming into our high lunge. And again, drawing those shoulders back and down, lifting the sternum forward, that upward energy. And if it feels nice, you can stay here. Or if you wish, we can inhale, rising up towards the sky, lifting the hands. As we exhale, cactus the arms out either side. Knowing that if you've lifted that back knee, you can release it out at any point. Just breathing here for a moment. Exhale, release the hands back down. Plant that left hand into the mat. As we inhale, drawing up through the chest, twisting at the sternum, releasing that right hand up to the sky. Exhale, releasing it down. And then stepping back into our downward dog. Exhale down to the back of the legs, drawing the chest through towards the thighs. Releasing the knees to the mat. Stepping forward with that left foot. And again, option to stay here, drawing the chest through the shoulders, or tucking the back toes of the right foot. Lift that back knee, push into that right heel, steady the legs, ground the connections of the feet into the mat. Shoulders are drawing back and down. On an inhale, lifting up the arms towards the sky. As we exhale, cactus the arms out either side. Widening that chest, growing out from the middle of the ribs to the outer ribs. Squeezing the shoulder blades together. Exhale, release the hands to the mat. Plant that right hand, and as we inhale, draw up through the chest. Left hand rises up to the sky, coming into a twist. Exhale, release the left hand down, plant them both, step it back into our downward dog. Releasing out through the heels. Just a breath or two here. Now Ardha Mukha, our downward dog pose. Releasing the knees out, tuck the toes, bring them to the edges of the mat. Big toes together, sink the hips back and down as we exhale. Coming out into our Balasana, our child's pose. allowing ourselves to soften down, finding our focus landing wherever it may go, and sending the breath, that exhale into that area. And inhale, push into the hands. We're going to lift up, draw the knees back to hip width. And then we're going to lower down onto the mat, coming out onto the forearms. Releasing the elbows to be below the shoulders or just out in front. Hands planted into the earth. Tops of the feet resting on the mat. Growing nice and long through the spine, out through the crown of the head. I'm going to create a sensation of drawing the chest through the shoulders. We're going to draw the elbows back towards the body. So we're not actually moving them, we're just creating that sensation of pulling them back, that force. And as we do, the chest will draw forwards. The shoulders will come back and down. And you'll feel this sense of the chest opening outwards. Finding all this space that was already there. Removing all the blocks. Allowing fresh energy to be drawn in as we inhale. Filling it up with love and goodness. Last breath here. Releasing the elbows out to the side, hands come to lay on top of each other. Forehead can come down to rest on the hands or maybe a cheek. Might be nice to just walk those hips out a second. Let the toes turn in, the heels fall out to the sides of the mat. Relax down the shoulders. Release off the upper and lower back. Let the chest and belly rest on the ground beneath you. Then lifting the head, push into the hands. We're just going to lift the body up and roll ourselves over, and inviting you now to come down into Shavasana or effortless rest pose, whatever the body's feeling called to do. Making yourself as comfortable as you wish for this. Maybe a pillow under the knees or the head. I'm going to let the arms rest out to the side of the body and really move them away from the body. So there's lots of space in between the hips and the side of the body. Palms facing up. And if we're coming into full Shavasana, allowing the feet to come out to the edges of the mat. Letting the toes drop out to the side. And if you wish to come in effortless rest pose, keeping the soles of the feet on the mat, walking the feet out to the edges of the mat, and then allowing the knees to fall in and support each other. So wherever you are, just making those adjustments to become completely comfortable with lying still, if we can, for a few moments. Just feeling the shoulders relaxing away, grounding down to the earth. Feel a widening of the collarbone from one shoulder to the other. The expansion of that chest space. Feel the lungs filling up with air as you breathe in. Feel them falling away as you exhale. Feel how open that heart space is. Feel how free the chest moves as you breathe in and you breathe out. Allowing yourself to absorb and experience the nourishment of your practice. You have found that space within that you can now fill with life force and love. Feel the top of the back, the shoulder blades open and resting on the ground beneath you. Noticing the expansion and area of that space. And then as you exhale, completely letting go of any focus. And just noticing how that exhale is softer and longer each time you breathe out. Taking you inwards and downwards. Allowing you to find a space to simply rest. There's nowhere to be. There's nothing you should be doing except for just being with yourself right now. Maybe if it feels nice or you feel called to, you can bring the hands back onto the heart space, the center of the chest, one crossing over the other. If you wish to stay here a little longer, simply turn me off and lie here as long as you wish, or join me in closing out our practice, beginning to deepen that in-breath And really fill the lungs all the way to the top, feeling that chest, the top ribs expanding outwards as far as it will go, drawing fresh energy and life force into the body as we prepare to come back. Gentle wiggle of the fingers and the toes just to let the body know we are beginning to rise back into the room, back into our space. And it may feel nice just to draw the knees into the chest and rock yourself from side to side. It may even feel nice on an inhale to draw the head up towards the knees and create that lengthening into the back of the shoulders and the back of the neck. And then when you're ready, just rolling over onto one side, pausing for an extra breath or two here. And when you're ready, lifting yourself back up to seated, coming back into that comfortable seat, whatever that may look like for you. Grounding the hips down, growing tall through the spine, hands come to meet in prayer hands at the heart, and Jali Mudra. Allow the thumbs to connect into the middle of the sternum, into that space. And just bowing the head gently towards the tops of the fingers. As we pay homage to our own love, the love we have for ourselves and others, and the love we receive from all those around us, the love we receive from the universe. The light and love within me bows to the light and love within you. Namaste. Thank you, my beautiful people. I hope you enjoy that. Have a wonderful evening or day, whatever time you're practicing, and really take that sensation of love and spaciousness into your week, and just see how it feels every day to reconnect into the heart space and to come back to that feeling of love.